The Post revealed new details about a false allegation against Pete Buttigieg. That's where we're starting the 7 from the Washington Post. I'm Hannah Jewell. It's Monday, July 27th. Let's get you caught up with today's 7 stories. Our first story is a Post exclusive. According to police records, the source of a false allegation against Pete Buttigieg appeared to be mentally unstable. Last month, Michigan authorities separated the prominent Democrat and former transportation secretary from his 4-year-old twins for 24 hours. The separation followed a vague and unsubstantiated allegation from an accuser. Authorities eventually determined it was unfounded and potentially politically motivated, and the family was reunited. Earlier this month, Buttigieg spoke to Good Morning America about the experience.
They couldn't tell me what the allegation was, and then they told me that I couldn't be around my children unsupervised until my children were interviewed. During that questioning, no one in the family could be present, and the next 24 hours are some of the darkest times of my life. I don't know how to describe it.
The Post obtained police records to learn more about what happened. Child welfare experts who reviewed the documents said they revealed a flawed process that was made worse by poor judgment by agencies and a lack of communication among investigators. Michigan police waited 6 days after approaching Buttigieg to attempt to identify the caller. She was later described as mentally unstable. The Michigan Attorney General's office has opened an investigation into how the allegation was handled. Number 2. The suspect in a deadly attack on a Berlin Pride parade was killed. On Saturday, a van rammed into crowds of people at Berlin's oldest Pride event known as Christopher Street Day. 1 woman was killed and at least 29 people were injured. Germany's interior minister said that it appeared to have been an Islamist terror attack. He said the suspect, a 21-year-old German national with Lebanese roots, had undergone radicalization and had once attempted to join ISIS. Yesterday, the suspect was killed in a police operation after a nationwide manhunt. He reportedly ran toward emergency forces with a stabbing weapon. The attack has rattled Berlin's LGBTQ+ community. Berlin's mayor wrote that it was an attack on the German capital's free and open society. Cancer treatment has sharply limited the life of former President Joe Biden. That's number 3. 18 months after leaving the White House, the 83-year-old former president moves within a small circle of relatives, old friends, and longtime aides as he is treated for prostate cancer. The treatment appears to be working, but the disease and the toll of treating it has left him visibly frail. This is according to 5 former aides and others close to Biden, many of whom spoke on the condition of anonymity to candidly discuss his health and private life. Those around Biden describe a post-presidency constrained by illness, with his days organized around treatment and efforts to shape his legacy. His frailty is likely to become harder to keep private this fall, when Biden begins promoting a memoir set for publication in November. That timing has unsettled some friends and former advisors. They worry not only about Biden's well-being, but also about how much his health struggle could revive the arguments of 2024, just as Democrats are trying to make the midterm elections a referendum on President Trump. Number 4. Officials say that boat strikes haven't reduced the amount of cocaine entering the U.S. President Trump has transformed traditional U.S. drug enforcement into a military campaign. In the past year, U.S. forces have attacked at least 67 alleged drug trafficking boats, killing at least 221 people since September. Legal analysts have denounced the strikes as executions without trials. Trump has repeatedly claimed the strikes effectively stopped cocaine from entering the U.S. He said this in his State of the Union address back in February.
And with our new military campaign, we have stopped record amounts of drugs coming into our country and virtually stopped it completely coming in by water or sea. You probably noticed that.
But privately, officials don't agree with the president. A previously unreported assessment by the Drug Enforcement Administration says the strikes have not reduced the amount of cocaine entering the U.S. But the attacks are prompting criminal organizations to develop new strategies and tactics and are undermining traditional methods of investigation. It will be another smoky week for parts of the country. That's our fifth story. Dozens of uncontained fires are burning across Oregon, Washington, and British Columbia in Canada. The fires will lead to hazy skies and reduced air quality this week. Some of the smoke will reach as far south as Florida and the Gulf Coast today, wafting across a 2,500-mile path that includes the Plains, Midwest, and East. Unlike the smoke outbreak in the eastern U.S. 2 weeks ago, most of this smoke will remain high in the sky and not affect air quality at the ground. But some of it will. The fires follow a historically warm winter in the West. Warmer air draws moisture out of trees, drying them out and making it easier for wildfires to start and spread. Number 6. According to a new study, financial stress can affect the brain over the long term. Last week, a paper revealed how money worries may affect the brain across a person's lifetime. Scientists looked at a group of 2,700 people. All of them were born in March 1946, so now they're 80 years old. They had agreed to let researchers track their health and social circumstances for years. The research found that those who were in the poorest 20% from their mid-20s through early 50s were slower on cognitive tests in middle age. They also scored worse on memory tests. Researchers said they tried to control for disadvantages that the subjects faced in childhood, as well as differences in education and early cognition. That suggests that it was financial stress during their adult years which was responsible for the changes in their brains. And at number 7. The same 4-note melody is absolutely everywhere in music. Carl Martin is a Danish musician and musicologist. He recently went viral for a YouTube video in which he pointed out something he has been noticing for years in popular music. It's the same 4 notes making up a circular, slightly melancholy tune. He dubbed it the Gen Alpha melody because of its prominence in songs released since 2010. Here's a snippet of his explainer.
All right, so the melody is made up of 4 notes split into 2 phrases.
Martin spent months researching, listening to hundreds of songs from around the world. He eventually cataloged 72 songs with the closest match to the melody. Here's a few of them compiled in his video. That was 3 different songs by Rosie and Bruno Mars, Ava Max, and Madison Beer. So why is everyone doing the same thing? Imitation isn't unusual in music, and especially pop music. But the resemblance in this case is pretty remarkable. One musicologist theorizes that the melody imitates the endless scroll of content that's always existed for younger generations. Now that you've heard it, you're going to hear it everywhere. All right, you're all caught up. Make this the week you subscribe to the newsletter version of The 7. It has links to all the stories I talk about here on the podcast, including that great YouTube video, and a lot more. Follow the link in our show notes to sign up, or just search for The 7 from The Washington Post. I'm Hannah Jewell. I'll meet you back here tomorrow.